Hello folks, welcome to another edition of From the Hip as I discuss my week of my crazy life and other aspects with you, you lucky things. So raise your godless or god-loving goblet and drink a toast to life itself, the thing we all share. Life is amazing. You just look out a window, looking any field, any place you look, there will be life. And currently, the European Space Agency has got a probe heading towards Mars looking for reasons for the methane that exists in the atmosphere in trace levels. Now that could be a sign of life, or it could be from natural processes. Either way, it's definitely worth spending the time, effort and money and finding out the answer to that question. See, I'm a big supporter of exploration into space. I know it costs a god awful lot of money, and I know that there's lots of other causes that could do with that money. I'm not arguing against that, but just in my opinion, I think that going out into our solar system and out into the wider galaxy is just a great achievement for a primate with shoes to achieve. I mean, when our ancestors came down from the trees and started walking about and our feet evolved and eventually we needed shoes and and then we built cities and we built all these amazing things, and now we can go off and explore space itself. I think it's really inspiring, and I just really find it fascinating, and I love it to pieces. So check that out. If you look on the ESA website, I'm sure you'll be able to find information on the progress. It was supposed to be attempting to land on Mars. I don't know whether they've achieved it or not, because I haven't been looking at the news, because I've been slavishly working, folks, to bring you world-class entertainment, or at least mildly amuse you. One of the two, probably the latter. I hope you were mildly amused by the controlling interest device and the injecting the young ones to protect them from demon possession and other equally ridiculous things. Not that I want to ruffle feathers, folks, of those who believe in demons and the devil and all that kind of stuff. You know, if you want to, that's fine. But in my universe of Jehovah's Stick, I like to mock things like that. So forgive me, but I think it's funny. So what else has been going on in my life? Well, I'm still doing some background work for some work coming up, so that'll be really good. I'm sure I'll better find something to do to occupy my time and earn a crust. And in the meantime, I will be helping out some children who really need it, so that's a really good thing to do. It's good to give back to the community, because we get so much from living in a community, in a society, in a country. We get so much from that, and it's easy to forget about it, just to take it for granted that we can own a property. We can expect that property to be respected. We can go and buy food. We can turn on a tap and we have fresh, clean drinking water. These things are amazing. And these are things that until comparatively recently would have been for the very highest in society. We live now, even if we were of humble means like me, we live now better than kings and emperors did in the past. And that's something to be appreciated and respected, that human beings have been able to achieve such magnificence for just ordinary people. There's always been a good life to be had for the elite and for the top of society. They've always had a pretty good time of it, I should imagine. But poor old normal people like us had it bloody hard. And now we've got it a lot better. So it's something to be thankful for and to think about and appreciate, that we do live in these stable societies where we can expect ordinarily not to be attacked, not to have our property stolen, to be able to live our own lives, minding our own business and doing what we want to do. And that's an amazing thing to be able to say. There's a lot of doom and gloom about at the moment. There's the crazy arse election in America where you've got the choice between the devil or the deep blue sea. And I can sympathise with both camps about the undesirability of the other candidate, because it is what it is. When people don't get involved in the political process, when people just let things coast by, when people's votes don't matter, that's when things go wrong. That's when things go awry. And that's why, in my opinion, it's important to vote. It's important to understand the political process, how it works, to do your research and find out about your candidates and about your parties, and do the best you can with your vote. If you choose not to vote, that's entirely your choice. That is part of our freedom, isn't it? To say, you know what, I don't want to get involved in the political process. I don't want to vote. That's absolutely your right to decide to do that. I'm not here to say, go and vote or don't vote. I'm just saying how I feel about things. Because it's my from the hip moment. And I'm just doing the talking. But whatever you decide to do, have a happy life. Have a good life. Treat people decently. We all have people living in close proximity to us, our neighbours, our smaller society in which we live in. Be nice to at least that group of people, because you have to be cheek by jowl with these folks, and it's a lot nicer and a lot more pleasant if everyone's kind to each other and acknowledges that people exist. I've just been thinking also this week about the XJW community. We talk about that a lot, don't we? We say there's a vast apostate army. We say there's a XJW community. And we talk about lots and lots of people making videos on YouTube and other platforms, making comments, doing whatever we do online as being the XJW community. But I was just thinking, there's an awful lot of people who are ex-Jehovah's Witnesses who don't make YouTube videos and don't comment on other people's YouTube videos and don't do any form of activism. And I should imagine that that group of people is at least equal, if not vastly higher in number, than the people who do actually do things, who do make up this, what I should imagine we're talking about, an ex-JW community. We are a minority, in my opinion, of people who've left the cult. So of that minority of people who've left the cult, we're out there doing our things, whatever they may be. Good for you, whatever you're doing. If you're trying to help people, you have my respect. Well done. Inevitably, in any group of people, there will be disputes. There will be disagreements. There will be problems. That's in any group of people. It's inevitable. We're human beings. That's how we work. Now, consider the XJW community. What does it consist of? Well, it consists of however many of us there are, individual people who are congregating on a platform such as Facebook, YouTube, whatever it may be, producing whatever they do, and then people reacting to what is produced. That's the XJW community. it's not a body that has rules and regulations and bylaws and people to enforce them. It's just a group of individual people doing whatever they do. And these are people, all of us, who have been inside a mind control cult for however long. A cult, moreover, that deliberately programmed us to be imbalanced, who told us, like I was talking about last week, that our lives are going to be crap once we leave the cult. A cult that has deliberately made us incapable, initially, of a normal life. We have to go around and we have to look at the undue influence that's been placed inside us and actively try and work against that, to come up with processes and ways of dealing with that. And that's a process that's ongoing. We don't wake up one day and go, oh hey, I'm completely cured, I'm under no undue influence from this cult anymore at all, yay, and have a big cake. That's not how it is. We're going to be fighting these things for an awfully long time. Perhaps for the rest of our lives. So that's the kind of people who make up the XJW community. Good people, kind people, but damaged people. That's who makes up the XJW community, as it is on these platforms. So how on earth can I expect, or anybody expect, there to be a coherent plan, a coherent mission statement, a coherent set of ethics, a way to enforce those rules and ethics? It's just not the way that this community is. We're individual people who've been very, very messed up by a cult coming out and doing stuff online. We're not the most balanced and diplomatic people on the planet. Far from it. So when we have disagreements, when we have disputes, we're not probably the best placed to deal with those in a particularly positive or correct manner. And also remember, we've been taught that we are right. We were the only ones who were right on the entire planet. Everyone else was a dumbass because they weren't a Jehovah's Witness. And so coming out of that, whatever belief system we take with us, whatever that may be, the temptation is to keep that program and say, I'm right. Of all the people on the planet, I've got the right attitude towards God, or the right way to worship God, or the whatever it is. How likely is that? You know, we are damaged people doing our best to try and help ourselves and other people. And there will be problems, there will be things that go wrong. Now, is it my place to say that other people are right or wrong? All I can say as an individual is whether I would do it or not. That's all I can really say. I can't say to someone, you're wrong. You shouldn't be doing that. You should have done this. You should have done that. It's not my place to do that. You know, if other people want to do that kind of thing, as I say, entirely up to them. All I am is a silly little man who makes silly little Lego videos that mildly amuse people, I hope. Bless you both of my viewers. And I make these off the hip little things. That's all I do, and that's all I can say. So that's all for today. Peace be with you. Excelsior!